Hey, it's me, Emma Harper, sitting here in my little Seattle apartment, surrounded by my plants, my green babies that keep me grounded. I'm about to tell you a story that still feels like a punch to the gut, even now. It's the kind of story you'd see on a true crime drama, except it's my life, and I'm still picking up the pieces. Picture this. One phone call, one single moment, flipped my entire world upside down. The bank told me I owed $623,000 on a mortgage I never signed for. Yeah, you heard that right. And the kicker? It was my sister, Lauren, the person I trusted most in the world, who did this to me. She used my name to buy her dream house. I found out, and at our family dinner, I didn't say a word, just slid the police report across the table. Her fork hit the plate. So did everyone's jaws. This is the story of how betrayal tore my family apart and how I'm fighting to rebuild. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let me take you through it. Before this nightmare began, I had a pretty good life. I'm 29, a nurse at Seattle Children's Hospital, working in the pediatric ward. It's tough, long hours, emotional days, but helping kids like little Ethan, who's fighting leukemia with the biggest smile, makes it worth it. My coworkers are my second family. They've got my back, and I've got theirs. I lived in a cozy apartment in Fremont, filled with so many plants my friends called it a jungle. I'd come home from a 12-hour shift, water my ferns, and feel the chaos of the day melt away. My actual family? We were tight. My parents, Mike and Susan, still live in the same suburban Tacoma house where I grew up with Lauren, my older sister. They're the kind of people who give you the shirt off their backs. Honest, hardworking, the whole American dream vibe. Lauren, 3 years older, was always the golden child. Confident, charming, the one who could walk into a room and own it. She built a killer career selling high-end real estate in Seattle, married a slick financial advisor named Ryan, and lived a life straight out of Instagram, tanned from Hawaii trips, always in designer clothes. Me, I was the quiet one, happy with my plants and my scrubs, single and focused on my career. We were different, but we were close. Coffee dates, family dinners twice a month at me mom and dad's. It was our thing. Sure, Lauren would sometimes nudge me to dream bigger or suggest investments I couldn't afford, but I brushed it off. She was just being Lauren, right? 8 months ago, Lauren and Ryan moved into this jaw-dropping craftsman house in Queen Anne. Think hardwood floors, gourmet kitchen, views of the Puget Sound. At their housewarming, I'll admit, I felt a tiny pang of envy. "You'll have this someday, Em," Lauren said, squeezing my shoulder. "Just aim higher." I smiled, but her words stung a little. Still, I was proud of her. Then came that Tuesday. I was changing bandages for a kid named Ethan when my phone buzzed. I thought it was about my elderly neighbor, Mrs. Carter, so I stepped into the hall to answer. "Miss Harper, this is Greg Thompson from Chase Bank," the voice said. "We're calling about your missed mortgage payments. You owe $623,000, and foreclosure proceedings may start soon." My stomach plummeted. "I'm sorry, what? I don't have a mortgage. I rent." He got this condescending tone. "Our records show you took out a loan for a property on Highland Drive. Payments stopped in April." Highland Drive? That was Lawrence Suki Street. My heart started racing. "This is a mistake. I'm a nurse, not a tech bro. I don't make it enough for a loan like that." He rattled off details: an income of $192,000, a credit score of 782, my signature on the forms. I felt like I was in a bad movie. I went to the bank that afternoon, my hands shaking as I gripped the steering wheel. The branch manager, Tom Reynolds, spread out a folder that made my world tilt. Loan applications, income verifications, closing papers, all with my name, my social security number, and what looked like my signature. The address? Lauren's new house. I could barely speak. "Can I get copies of this?" I asked, my voice hollow. Tom's face softened. "Emma, if you didn't apply for this, you need to call the police. This looks like identity theft." I drove home in a daze, my apartment no longer a sanctuary but a cage where I paced, staring at those documents. Could it be a mistake? A bank error? But deep down I knew. Lauren knew everything about me, my social, my birth date, my life. She'd done this. The next few days were a blur of rage and disbelief. I called in sick to work, a first in years. I contacted Equifax, and the rep's bored tone shifted when she pulled my file. There's a mortgage, a $150,000 home equity line, 3 credit cards with $20,000 to $30,000 limits, and a $45,000 personal loan, all opened in the last year. My credit score, once 724, was now 546. I felt sick. Those aren't mine, I whispered. I met with a financial advisor, Karen Brooks, who confirmed it was sophisticated fraud. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing, she said. I swallowed hard. It was my sister. She's living in that house. Karen's eyes widened. Family fraud is tough, legally and emotionally. You need to file a police report. I hesitated. Lauren was my hero growing up. She taught me to drive, cheered at my graduation. Could I send her to jail? I dug deeper instead. A handwriting expert confirmed the signatures were forged. My friend Jess, who works at a BMW dealership, dropped a bomb over coffee. Lauren and Ryan's credit was a mess when they bought that Range Rover. Ryan paid cash, but I overheard them arguing. He said the house was risky enough. The house, my house. I found credit accounts linked to a fake email, Emma Harper 883 gmail.com, instead of my real one. Every discovery was a knife in my chest. Lauren hadn't just made a mistake. She'd planned this, using my identity to fund a life she couldn't sustain. They'd even searched bankruptcy laws, planning to tank my credit while saving themselves. I couldn't avoid it anymore. I drove to the Seattle PD's Financial Crimes Unit, clutching the police report like it was a bomb. Detective Sarah Miller, a no-nonsense woman with kind eyes, listened as I spilled everything. If this is true, your sister could face felony charges, identity theft, fraud, maybe prison, she said. Are you ready for that? I thought of Lauren braiding my hair as kids, but also the $800,000 debt in my name. Yes, I said, I have to protect myself. Signing that report felt like signing away my family, but I had no choice. 2 days later, Sarah called. The mortgage application came from Lauren's old IP address. We're looking at Ryan too. Financial advisors don't miss this kind of thing. She dropped another bomb. They'd searched how to declare bankruptcy in my name. This wasn't a desperate act. It was calculated. A week later, I had the full police report. Bank transfers, forged signatures, credit card charges for vacations I'd never taken. The DA was ready to press charges. Then came family dinner. I dressed carefully that night, a navy dress, not my usual jeans, wanting to look strong. Mom's lasagna smelled like home, but I felt like an imposter walking into that Tacoma house. Lauren was there, all smiles in her designer blouse, talking about some doctor's job offer for me. The audacity floored me. Dinner dragged on, everyone chatting like nothing was wrong. Then Dad noticed I was quiet. Rough week, Em? He asked. I took a breath, my heart hammering. Actually, yeah, I need to talk about something. Lauren's smile flickered. I pulled the police report from my bag and slid it across the table. This is about the $623,000 mortgage I never signed for, on your house, Lauren. The room froze. Mom gasped. Dad's wine glass hit the table. Lauren's face went white. What are you talking about? She stammered. Open it, I said. Ryan tried to intervene, but Dad snapped, sit down. I flipped open the folder. The bank called about missed payments on a loan in my name for your Highland Drive house, plus credit cards, a home equity line, all fraudulent. Lauren laughed, a brittle sound. This is a mistake. I cut her off. The police don't think so. Neither does the handwriting expert or the IP evidence. Ryan stood, but Dad barked, explain this, Lauren. Her mask cracked. We hit a rough patch, she said, voice rising. Ryan's firm tanked. My commissions dried up. We were going to lose everything. So you stole my identity? I shouted. You planned to bankrupt me. Mom started crying. Dad's face was red with rage. Lauren admitted it, saying it was temporary, but the bankruptcy searches proved otherwise. Ryan turned on her, yelling, I told you this would blow up. Dad stood. Get out, both of you. Lauren's tears looked real, but I couldn't trust them anymore. I refuse to fail, she spat, glaring at me. Unlike you, with your sad little apartment and plants. That cut deep, but I held my ground. I know what I've done, I said as they left. I've protected myself from criminals. The fallout was brutal. Lauren and Ryan were arrested 3 days later, felony charges for identity theft, fraud, and conspiracy. It hit the local news. Seattle realtor and husband charged in identity theft scheme. My phone blew up with texts from friends, but I shut it off. Mom and Dad retreated, humiliated. Mom took leave from her teaching job. Dad stopped golfing. They begged me to drop the charges for Lauren's kids, Harper and Ethan. I wavered. Those kids are innocent. But Jess set me straight. Lauren made her choices. Don't let guilt make you the victim again. 9 months later, I sat in court as Lauren and Ryan took a plea deal. Lauren, looking thinner, turned to me. I'm so sorry, Emma, she said, her voice breaking. I betrayed you in the worst way. She got 18 months. Ryan, they owed restitution. As she was led away, our eyes met, and I felt a tangle of anger, grief, and love for the sister I'd lost. The bank foreclosed on the house. I spent months clearing my credit, moving to a new apartment for a fresh start. Harper's letter, in wobbly handwriting, broke my heart. Do you still love Mommy? I visited her and Ethan, determined to be their aunt despite everything. Slowly, I rebuilt. I used restitution money for a down payment on a small house with a yard for my garden. A poetic twist. Signing that real mortgage felt like reclaiming my life. Therapy helped. Dr. Lisa Carter said betrayal like this changes how you trust, but it doesn't have to break you. I joined a support group, met others who'd been through this, and started volunteering with a nonprofit for identity theft victims. It gave my pain purpose. My parents and I are trying. Dinners are awkward, but we're talking. Lauren's letters from prison are more honest now, but I'm not ready to see her. Maybe someday. This isn't a neat ending. Some days I'm strong, others the betrayal stings fresh. I've learned trust is precious, and love doesn't mean excusing harm. I stood up for myself, and that's my victory. If you've faced betrayal, how did you heal? Share below, I'd love to hear. And if this story hit home, like and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Protecting yourself isn't selfish, it's survival.